This is John from Global Traveler. This morning I have the real pleasure of talking travel with fine artist, illustrator, writer, and dear friend, Sara Richard. How are you,
Hi,
Sarah?
good, good. How are you,
I am
John?
awesome. It's so good to see you. Like we were talking before, it's probably been a few years. I know we communicate online, but last
Yeah.
time I saw you was in New York.
Yeah, it's been a bit. Took a little bit of a break, but I think this year I'm gonna probably be getting back to conventions, and I got a lot of cool stuff to show that I've been kind of cooking up, and some stories and some like panel ideas too. So, we'll,
Well, we're hoping that we see you in Chicago.
oh yeah, I miss Chicago, so I'll do what I can.
So before we get into the meat of it all, when did you know, when did you want to be an artist?
Oh my gosh. I mean, ever since I was a kid, I always found that like drawing was a lot easier for me than like talking. So I've always kind of just drawn out ideas if I can't quite find the words for it, which is kind of tricky trying to do more writing. It's definitely a new learning of a skill set for me. It doesn't come as naturally as drawing, but like yeah, I mean, ever since I was a kid, I was obsessed with like killer whales and ocean stuff. I remember drawing a huge mural on my childhood bedroom wall. Never got around to painting it, but it was a pretty cool piece of mural for a little bit. But yeah, just kind of stuck with it ever since, and yeah, so it's been awesome.
When did you know that you could actually make a living at it, that you could make your career from it?
I think it was like right after college, I got a job at Hasbro doing some sculpting, and that was going pretty well. Then I found the 9 to 5 wasn't really for me, so I started looking into more freelance and illustrations. And a few buddies of mine at Double Midnight Comics in Manchester, New Hampshire, they helped me kind of figure out what a convention is, what a free comic book day is, and started doing more illustrations where over sculpting I could find my style a little bit better. So yeah, I started doing like little prints. I remember like Nightcrawler and Gambit were a couple of the early ones too. Since I started doing those, I kind of got hooked up with IDW through Double Midnight because they were doing retail incentive covers. And that kind of showed me I could kind of sustain myself a little bit with this. It was much easier, back in the early 2010s, and all that. But yeah, and then it's just kind of evolved since then, like building a name for myself, and I need to get better at promoting myself, but comes with it. But yeah, I just keep on trucking.
Was there a point when you realized that, hey, I've made it? I mean, obviously you still have goals and all that, but was there a point ever when you went, yeah, I've made it, I'm doing this?
I do, I think it was like doing interviews like this, and having people outside of my immediate family be like, "Hey, you're really good at drawing," because parents are supposed to say that you're good at drawing. So, but that, I mean, and honestly, more recently on my trips to China for My Little Pony, that's really kind of solidified. Like, oh my gosh, like
Um,
this is working out okay.
well, let's talk about that. Tell us a little bit about your trip there.
Yeah. So I'm doing cards for a company called Caillou. They're blind bagged My Little Pony trading cards. And so the height of My Little Pony here, I felt was like 2014-ish kind of thing. It is huge over there right now. So everybody loves My Little Pony. And they especially love the little blind bag card sets. It's really cool. There's like whole communities based on it. There's TikToks of opening these blind bags and seeing what cards you get. And it's through Hasbro, so which had the license from IDW. So they're kind of taking a lot of the artists that worked on the covers and the interiors of the comics, and we're doing like the really rare incentive cards. So yeah, I've done. Let's see, I'm going to be starting wave 5 coming up in a couple weeks. Like literally
Oh,
just handed in wave 4 stuff last week. And so yeah, they invited me over to do like a pop-up signing and drawing thing at their pop-up in Joy City Mall in Shanghai, I believe. And it was really cool. I had a little table. People bought tickets to come see me, and I draw them like a real quick little sketch, and talk with them a little bit, and everybody was like so sweet. It was an incredible trip, and like I felt like a big deal. It was
You are a big deal.
I'm a humble pie over here. But like, but it was really cool. I mean, there was, I guess, a TikToker, a Chinese TikToker, who was talking about me being there. So people like flew to see me. I've never expected that to ever happen. So like that was really cool. Um, yeah, everybody was really sweet. And so yeah, like I've gone twice this year. So this last trip was the pop-up with signing and drawing, and then the trip before that was just signing, and it was great. Shanghai, and I went to Hangzhou as well. It was so hot there though. Oh my God.
Really?
Oh my gosh, I was like ready to pass out at any given minute. But everybody was so sweet, and Caillou was just the coolest people. My new friend there is really into horror movies, so we were chatting about that, and yeah, it was just really cool. I got to see some really old gardens. Like Yew Garden in Shanghai is incredible, and just to like wrap your head around how old that place is, it's like thousands of years old. Um, and so took a lot of pictures, a lot of reference stuff. I'd like to stick in, projects in the future maybe. So it
So,
was really good.
so other than the garden, like what other, I followed you online. I've seen the pictures. What are some of the other cool places that you visited out there?
Man, so I guess Nanjing Road was pretty cool too. It is just like Times Square, but for shopping, just shopping there, and to see like the big Pop Mart stores with all like the Labubus, like real Labubus there. And then I got to go to another little market, Tianzi Fong Road, I think. I'm probably not pronouncing it right, but it's this really cool little market that's in all these little corridors and like back alley kind of thing. It's really neat. Where they had a lot of lafufus, so I got a bunch of fake labubus for everybody too. But it was so cool. I just some of the food I had there. I tried duck feet, which I'm not going to try again, but I gave it the good old college try. But yeah, I had some of the best like hot pot, and just like the food there was incredible. Soup dumplings, oh my gosh. Like, so the food was amazing. And People's Square Park was really awesome too. So just a really big park. It had like little tiny mountain paths within it.
Wow.
There was a whole pond with like the biggest lily pads I've ever seen, and it's all surrounded by the city too. So you get like nature juxtaposed with like giant spaceship looking buildings. It was really neat.
It sounds like a fit. And again, from the pictures, I know you had a good time. It sounds like a fantastic trip.
Absolutely. It was cool. I can't wait to go back. I hope it's a little cooler.
Any idea when you might go back?
I don't know. I imagine next year probably sometime. I was offered a trip to go do a Singapore Caillou
Wow.
adjacent thing, but I couldn't swing it this year. So I think Brenda Little is going to be going to that one. So it will be really cool. She looks like she's going to have so much fun there. But yeah, hopefully next year. That would be really cool. Once I get over like learning how to deal with jet lag better to help me.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
Oh, I kicked my butt this last time. Oh gosh. So
Yeah, I've
like
never traveled as far as there, but yeah, I mean, I get it going across the country. So,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Now, closer to you, where I know you're in New Hampshire now, close to you, you recently went to Gettysburg.
Yeah.
So what brought you to Gettysburg? I know there's history. I know there's some ghosts.
Yeah.
Which one or both brought you there?
Porque no
Both.
los dos? Kind of both. Like I'm like kind of a big Civil War history nerd, specifically with Gettysburg, and I couldn't really tell you why. It's just always been something I've been fascinated by. It might have been watching the Ken Burns documentary at way too young of an age to understand piles of limbs, and I'm a weirdo, and I thought that was incredible and fascinating. But yeah, also like the haunted histories and all the ghost stories that is related with Gettysburg. Yeah, it's I don't know. I've always kind of had like this weird pull to it. So this whole year, I've just been talking everybody's ear off about like I gotta get to Gettysburg. I gotta go to Gettysburg. I don't know why, but yeah, this last trip finally going. I got to go by myself. I got to, take the little audio tour, stop at every spot I wanted to, and without having to check with anybody. I just, would find monuments in the woods up a little strange hill or whatever, and it was awesome seeing, all the museums I hadn't seen before. And I know I was kind of like thinking about maybe moving to Gettysburg, but I mean, it might be more of a place that I visit time to time. So
Well,
yeah.
it's funny because one of my best friends, Tony, is planning on moving. He's around here. He's planning on moving to Gettysburg for the same reasons that you mentioned. And I turned him on to you. I showed that you were there, and now he's a big fan of your art as well.
Oh,
So,
thank
maybe you guys could move out there and, leave me here, I guess.
you. We'll get you down there.
I'll come for visits at least.
Yeah,
Did,
definitely.
did you run into any, did you have any ghost experiences there?
So it wasn't anything that was like in my face, but there was definitely a few things that made me go like, huh? Which was kind of exactly what I was hoping for. I'm working on a illustrated haunted house book.
Wow.
So part of this trip was kind of a research trip. The Jenny Wade house has always kind of been an interesting place to me, and the whole story with Jenny Wade. And so I'm putting her house in the book. But honestly, that house was the place that I had the least spooky things happen
Oh,
at. The Farnsworth house, I stayed overnight there. Could only afford to do one night. It's like a beautiful B&B. It's Civil War, like it was there during the battles on that side of town, like closer to Cemetery Hill and Seminary Ridge and all that. And they think one of the bullets that shot Jenny Wade came from that house. There's like a
oh,
bunch of debate who had the shot that killed Jenny Wade come from their building. There's a few on that side of the street. But it's also one of the like known to be one of the most haunted places in Gettysburg. All the buildings were used pretty much as field hospitals, so like including the Farnsworth house, they did see a whole lot of horrific injuries, and people were coming together and helping soldiers as best they could. I believe it was like soldiers on both sides they would take in to help out in these houses. And so yeah, the Farnsworth house, the bottom floor where you go do some fine dining, was a field hospital at one point. And so that night I stayed at the Farnsworth house. I was in the McFarlane room, and it's like this beautiful Victorian, like four-poster bed, like really dark wallpaper. There's pictures of creepy kids and puppies and kittens all over the place. And I think in that room they say there is like a ghost cat. But they also say there's like a little boy named Jeremy that's a ghost there, and like a lady of the house that walks around there too. And so I got one of those little light up cat ball things.
yeah.
It tap it, it kind of does a little disco party for like 10 seconds or so and shuts off. So you'll see them a lot on like these ghost hunter shows, because they are really sensitive. And I mean, unless there's something that bumps it or a vibration that's enough to set it off, they don't really go off. So I put them on the floor at the end of the bed and fell asleep. And then I woke up at like 11:30 because the lights were going off, and it was like I'm in bed, I'm by myself. Like, okay. But so they're going off, and I'm like, well, maybe it was just a vibration that went through the building or whatever. And so I'm watching the lights, they cycle through and go off. And then there's a second of nothing, and then they go back on again. So something would have had to tap them. I didn't feel a vibration enough through the room to set them off. And so I probably should have looked into it a little bit more, like put my ghost hunting hat on and, dowsing rods and, video recorders and all that. But honestly, I was kind of freaked out. So, yeah, I kind of thought about it for a little bit, and then I fell back asleep. I don't know how, but yeah, so that was really interesting. And then there was just like smells that would go through the room. Like I remember like that morning, they were doing breakfast downstairs, which was amazing. Highly recommend the Farnsworth house for food. Either way, if you go to Gettysburg, if you don't stay there, just please get food there. It's so good. So I could like smell the coffee and the pancakes and everything from downstairs. And then this like blast of like bubblicious bubble yum smell came through. I don't like nobody was outside vaping. That
Yeah.
was the only thing I could think of because it felt like it was like right here.
Wow.
And it was so weird. It like just kind of came out of nowhere. So I was talking to one of the tour guides and they're like, "Oh yeah, that's Jeremy. Whenever he comes through, you smell candy or whatever." So I was like, "Well, that's pretty neat." I've never had like a weird smell of candy come out of nowhere, I guess. Um, so yeah, like that was the Farnsworth house. The Cashtown Inn I stayed at, that's outside of Gettysburg. That place is really cool. It's you can see it in the movie Gettysburg. The Confederate Army is walking past that before they attack Gettysburg. So they've had like generals in and out of that building. It was also a field hospital at one point too. So they'll take you down to this spooky basement. It's really cool. There's a spring that runs through it too, which a lot of people say like running water does kind of invite like paranormal
Oh,
activity. So a lot of these houses in Gettysburg have springs running through them. But yeah, the Cashtown Inn was known for having the spring in the basement. There's a whole room that's just like not flooded because it's supposed to be a room for springs, but
yeah.
there's a walkway that goes across it to get between rooms in the basement. And they show you like right where the surgeon table would have been. They were tossing limbs out the
Oh,
window because they were doing so many amputations. And so it's supposed to be pretty haunted. And I have had, like when I went 10 years ago, kind of some weird stuff happen. I had some dowsing rods that like were acting all wacky there. It was pretty cool. And then this last time, I stayed in one of the rooms where apparently Hank Williams played.
oh,
Where the
wow.
room was, yeah, it was the stage when they put an addition on for like kind of a
Oh, cool.
dance hall kind of thing. So that was really neat. I was listening to Hank Williams in there. I was like, anybody's here. So, uh, but that one, it was weird. Like nothing really outward happened. I like, I'm not sure if I was like dreaming or awake at one point where like the bed felt like it was moving. And it's just, I don't know. It was a lot of stuff where, not full blown like apparitions, anything. It
Sure.
was a lot of like stuff that you kind of leave with trying to square and you can't. So that's my favorite kind of stuff though.
That's exactly what my buddy Tony says too. It's like the same thing. So
Yeah.
did that satisfy your quest, or will there be more return trips to
Oh,
Gettysburg?
I'm gonna go back. Yeah, for sure. I kind of got it in my mind that I want to learn how to horseback ride because I saw a
Oh,
lot of the trails, like people taking horseback riding tours through the battlefields, and I was like, that would be so cool and so nerdy and so awesome. So yeah, I would love to go back. I want to go see Antietam at some point, and
oh,
then further down, the Third Winchester battle in Winchester, Virginia, my great 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 grandfather fought in. So it would be just, kind of neat to go down there. And I think there's a monument to, it's like the 14th New Hampshire Volunteer Regiment that he was in. So
wow.
that would be kind of neat to go down and like lay some flowers down. And because he survived, he got shot in the hip and his ear got blown out by a cannon, which isn't great, but he was able to come back up. But there was a lot of people in his regiment that didn't make it. So
Wow.
yeah, that would be kind of neat to go see. So,
Well, speaking of your family, I did read on your site you're the like 10th removed great granddaughter of somebody from the witch trials.
yeah, yeah. So Margaret Scott is my 10th great grandmother.
Wow.
And weird about that is when I went to the Jenny Wade house in Gettysburg, I was talking to one of the tour guides and I was showing him some of the illustrations I'm doing for the haunted house book. And I had a Salem one. I have the witch house in there. And she's like, "Oh yeah, I used to live around there." And I'm like, "Yeah, my 10th great grandmother was Margaret Scott." And she's like, "No, we are cousins." So like I met like this
Wow.
random cousin at one of my favorite places. Like it was
Oh,
just
that's crazy.
cool. Yeah, yeah. So but yeah, my mom does a ton of genealogy research. And so she's found all these really cool people that were related to like distantly or directly, which is kind of neat. But uh, but yeah, Margaret Scott, she's got a little memorial in Salem. If you ever go, you see Margaret's name, shall her
Wow. Well, that's
name.
cool.
Yeah, yeah.
So you said you're going to get back into a little bit more of conventions. Do you use that to travel? In other words, like if you want to, I really want to go to Seattle, so I'm going to try to do a convention there.
Sometimes, yeah, yeah. And me and my buddy Andy Price too. If we're at a convention and there's a cemetery anywhere near there, we're gonna go be a bunch of little nerdy goths and be going through there. But yeah, like I kind of like to make the most out of the traveling. So if there's a spot that I wanted to go, it's make some spending money at that spot throughout the
Sure.
weekend.
Hey, so like name a couple places you're hoping to go this year or next year, whether you go or not, but kind of on your wish
Yeah.
list.
So I've always wanted to go to Savannah, Georgia. So I'm hoping some more Georgia shows in that area. I know there's Dragon Con in Atlanta, which I've done before, and that was really fun. The cemetery they have there at Oakland Cemetery is incredible. If you're in that area, highly recommend that. They actually have a little gift shop in there, which I had some of my pins through them for a little while. I got to get in contact with them again. But yeah, I think Alaska. I've never been to Alaska before, and there's potentially that trip is in the works. And like Nashville would be pretty cool too. Louisiana, like New Orleans, I've been to like when Fan Expo had a show there like years and years ago, and I've been dying to go back to New Orleans at some point. Um, Ooh, Key West too. I need to go to Key West. I need to go say hi to Robert the doll. Yeah. And there's Captain Tony's Saloon. It was like a morgue at one point during the yellow fever plague there, and it's got a grave like right in the middle of it. There's a tree that grows through the saloon, and
Oh,
there's a grave like in there too. So I'm putting that in the book too, because but I would like to go see it. I wanna go experience it first.
sure.
Yeah, I think that's kind of like my short list. And
It's
then
a
there's
nice
like,
list.
yeah, yeah, it's not too bad.
And Chicago, and
And
Chicago,
Chicago, of course, yes, Chicago.
of course. So when do you project the book to be out?
Yeah, so it's not going to be out till 2027. So it's
Oh,
kind of a
okay.
ways out. And I'm just finally starting to get really cracking on it. I've been kind of tinkering on it for a little bit. It was kind of touch and go for a little bit with it too, with the company and just with all the ever shifting, you know,
Sure. World.
stuff that's going on right now. So yeah, it'll be 2027 that it's out. Probably, I think they said like July or like early fall. So, like around Halloween
Yeah.
kind of thing. So,
Cool.
yeah, yeah.
Well, I've got a bunch of your books, as you know. I
Yeah.
recommend all of them, and some of these are,
Thank
you're a
you.
contributor or they're yours and all the way back, and I love
Yeah.
these.
Thank you so much.
Is there anything? Do you have anything coming out next year? Is there anything like more immediate that we could look for?
Oh man. Yeah, I mean it's gonna be more of My Little Pony cards. So if you're into collecting cards in My Little Pony, there will be definitely more of that. I do want to put together a print book of all my Gettysburg photos. Like
Oh
I
wow.
kind of had like I had an awesome time, and the lighting there was incredible, and like I got some of the best sunset photography I've ever taken. So I kind of want to put together a little print book of that, and I did a bit of writing there too, so kind of intersperse it with whatever thoughts. I had a really good night where I just started like automatic writing by the battlefield just to see what would come out. So
Cool.
I haven't even read it yet. I'm kind of like just started writing, whatever would come out would come out. So I kind of want to put one of those together for conventions next year, and try and get people to go. And I was just really proud of some of the photography I took there. And yeah, other than that, ooh, there's one thing I can't talk about yet.
Okay.
I
Understand.
literally,
But we have
yeah,
to follow you then to get the updates then.
yes, yeah, I literally just handed it in before I was talking to you.
Cool.
So it's gonna be for IDW. So that's, I think, about all I can say about it. But it's a
No.
cover, so it'll be cool.
So before I let you go, tell everybody where they can find out information, where they could follow you to get that news when you release it.
Sure, yeah. So right now I'm pretty much using Instagram primarily when I get around to it. I gotta get better at promoting stuff, but yeah, it's at Sarah, Sara Richard art is my Instagram. I'm on Blue Sky under Lady Sara Richard. I've got like a few different pages on there. And my horribly outdated website is sararichard.com. So hopefully I'll be, updating that pretty soon. And yeah, that's kind of it.
It might be a little outdated, but it is really cool. I was
Thank
on
you.
it actually just yesterday. I was on it, and there's still, especially for new people to your work, there's still a lot of cool stuff on there. So I still encourage everyone to check it out.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I do want to do like a new page for like the Dead Handbook stuff, like more of my horror, more kind of pen and ink sort of looking stuff. which is like the direction I'm going for with the haunted house book. So, kind of that more graphic, kind of scrawly, scratchy pen and ink with some light watercolor additions to it. Yeah, it'll be good.
Love it, love it. I don't exactly remember when or where we met. Maybe it was in Motor City Comic Con, maybe it was in Chicago, but man, it was a while ago. And I mean, no lie. When I walked by your booth, I just fell in love with your artwork,
Thank
and
you so
I
much.
absolutely love your style. Getting
Thank
to
you.
know you is even better. You're one of the coolest artists, one of the coolest people I
Okay.
know,
You're one of
and
the coolest people I know,
I
dude.
encourage everyone to check out your work because it really is beautiful. It really, it's whatever the subject is, you capture it well, and I love your artwork.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much.
With that, Sarah, I thank you for your time. I thank you for your friendship. I apologize. I should have introduced you as Lady Sarah Richard.
Oh, it's all good. Everyone gets one.
All right, that's my one. Then I'll make sure next
Yeah.
time I'm on.
Excuse
So yeah. So next time when after you do another trip or whenever, if you have anything else to talk about, we'd be happy to have you back on. We're grateful for your time. We wish you a happy holiday season and safe travels.
Thank you so much. You too, my friend. It's always a pleasure. Thank you.
Thanks, Sarah. You have a good day.
You too. Bye.